Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Union Cross. Another banner has dropped for another medal before the anniversary. So again, anniversary is coming up very soon. We're going to be talking about this new Leon, but keep that in mind that anniversary is in April, and April's right around the corner. We have like, what, maybe 10 days, 11 days left, if I'm, give or take, if I'm remembering properly on the anniversary. So if you don't have a lot of jewels, then don't really worry about pulling anything. But if you are looking for a really good upright power medal for PvP, then this guy is pretty much a golden unit in PvP, but also it does PvE content. So let's jump over. Let's talk about Supernova plus Leon that's currently in JP and will be in Global tomorrow. So the banner itself right here, it's a straightforward banner. It's a 5 mercy pull, so guaranteed. Banners like this are usually really good just for the medal. As for the pull, it usually doesn't have anything good. So you're not going to get other Supernova pluses while you're pulling for this one. You're paying 15,000 jewels for this medal and this medal specifically. Everything else you get is fodder to go sell into the point draw banner. That's about it. Now, the banner itself, 5 mercy, you get Leon in 5 pulls, you get power gems, and you get trait medal plus VIP coins. So you should be able to fully trait this guy just by pulling the banner. If not, in the Moogle shop, there will be traits. Now, is he worth it? The medal, Leon always looks good, no matter what. But this medal is designed for PvP, but it actually works out pretty good for PvE. And I'm going to call him a selfish DPS because he pretty much only wants to take care of himself when it comes to buffs. So what does Leon do? Leon is tier 10 medal that's 1 gauge, has a multiplier of 72 to 75, which is pretty decent, and he's got an attack of 40,000. So he's pretty much average when it comes to multiplier and attack. So 40,000 max attack, and you've got a 75 max multiplier. To get the max, all you need is max HP, and in PvP and PvE content, especially PvP, you don't have to worry about. They're always going to be doing 75. So with that being said, he's really good for PvP. And not only that, he has the ability to get through 30% of the enemy's defense. So 30% chance to pierce enemy's defense. So that's what makes him a PvP medal. But the rest of his kit is still not bad for PvE content. So if you do get him, don't think he's just PvP. So he's AoE, so he hits all targets. Right there's already screaming, hey, I'm not just a PvP medal. He has 1 attack. This is the first buff he does and the only buff he really does. For 1 attack, he buffs power medal strength by 9,999. That is 10,000 power medal strength just to himself. So as soon as you activate his attack, boom, that buff is gone. It was just for that attack. If you have extra attack, then he gets another 9,999. Not stacked. You're not going to get 20,000 in 1 attack because it's only for 1 attack. So as soon as you swipe him, it's gone. He's a selfish DPS. He is done. That doesn't mean that he's bad because we got a bunch of other medals that do give us a bunch of buffs. The only thing is, with Renova and medals that give about 2,500 per cast, which is 5,000 in that 1 turn, you've got medals like Axel, you've got medals like Elsa, who do 2 turns of that buff carrying over. So by turn 2, medals are going to be giving 10,000 to the entire Keyblade, where he only does 10,000 to himself every time he casts his attack. Only to himself. So realistically, that 1,000's really nice, but you're looking forward to more of that Elsa and Axel look. So Axel's speed, Elsa's magic, we still haven't got a power medal that does what they do for 2 turns, because that's a lot better in my opinion. Turn 1, you're not going to get as much DPS out of them, but turn 2, you'll be doing what this guy's doing for every medal after them, and especially themselves on the 2nd attack. So but that being said, that buff is really nice. It is good for that 1 burst attack, especially in PvP where you're not carrying over multiple turns. That works out really nicely. So it's good for PvP. For PvE content, you can kind of get away from that 10,000 because other medals will do better than that. Especially just a medal, even if it doesn't last 2 turns, it still gives 5,000 to every other Keyblade. So I don't really like these, but he is going to hit big numbers, really big numbers. So he raises the guilt of all medals by 200%. That's nothing because your Supernovas are going to be doing 300% or a little bit less. He will increase the enemy's counters by +1, not really for Colosseum. PvP, more for PvE content. And his damage increases the higher HP. So 30% chance to ignore enemy's defense skills. So at that procs, you're going to be hitting full force against an enemy in PvP. And on a power setup, this guy's going to be hitting like a truck. Really good. And he also reflects 15% of power damage taken. So if you're facing an opponent and they have a power setup and you activate him when they attack you, you're going to be throwing 15% of that damage right back at them. So not only are you piercing through that damage, you're also reflecting 15% back. So Leon's going to be a huge thing in PvP. Is PvP super important right now? Does it give big rewards? No. Can you make enough into the top that you can get jewels or the gems without them? Yeah. Not everybody cares about PvP, so PvP's been pretty relaxed. If you do get them, you have a pretty good chance during a power week to kind of bust through that gate and get those rewards. But if PvP actually offered better rewards, it would be worth the investment. When it comes to using him for PvE content, it's very, very possible. It's just that there's other characters in this game, other medals in this game, they're going to do a lot better. So Leon, really good PvP medal, about your average PvE medal. So with Anniversary around the corner, I would say this is a skip, because even when you get other medals that last 2 turns, that will carry over to your next Keyblade as well. So him only being a selfish DPS doesn't really look that good. Now, for his Supernova though, his Supernova is actually pretty decent. It's actually right there where you want it to be. It has a 240 multiplier. It is Supernova plus, so he does way more damage against speed enemies. He's got buffing every metal, power metal, by 5,000 strength. So he does have a buff that's for everybody, and with the Terra Renova medal, you can cast that twice, 3 times, depending on how many Terras you have. So it works really nicely for Renova. 5,000 is a beautiful place. He raises the guilt by 300%, which is what we need, and he pretty much, that's it. That is all he does. He's pretty good. He's like a half-half when it comes to PvE, but PvP, he's a really strong medal. Very strong medal. Now, is he worth it? That's up to you guys. So if you do end up pulling him, he's going to be using multiple Keyblades. Treasure Trove, you pretty much can put him wherever you want, except for the first slot, obviously, because he doesn't buff himself. But slot 3, slot 4, and any Keyblade on the pet slot if you can. That's Treasure Trove. Olympia is another example. You can use him over here. Cast that Rage Form Sora to copy him forward to get another copy of him in PvP. Really strong. PvE, still pretty strong. Olympia is a good Keyblade for him. Moogle Glory, there's a final slot for the Moogle Glory. These aren't the ideal ones. The ones I'm just saying right now is where he can fit. The better ones are going to come. So again, 5th slot is really good because he's at the end of Keyblade. He doesn't really buff the rest of the Keyblade, so he doesn't have to be in the beginning because his buffs don't carry over. You want him on the pet slot or the 5th slot because he is a selfish DPS. He's just going to give himself 10,000 and he wants the buffs from everybody else. So he doesn't want to be the support character. He wants to be the main damage. Now, when we get to the Stroke of Midnight, there's nothing you can really do here. You got Fenrir, which is going to be his biggest Keyblade because Mono Keyblades are the strongest ones. Mono is all one color, either green, red, or blue. This is a full red Keyblade, so he's going to fit wherever you want him. But again, 5th slot is where you want to see. So 5th slot, upright power is definitely where you want him to be. If he does come on the Dark Knot, it's not going to be that great. Usually you want to use your Renova Terra over here just to Renova the entire thing, and you are dealing with a reverse setup and not an upright setup. But he can fit there if you've got nothing else going on, so it's not that bad either. Now, Fairy Stars, nowhere to work with. First slot only, so it doesn't really work out that much. There is Keyblade setups that might work on the first slot, but you really got to work around with that, so it's not really the greatest. And Bad Guy Breaker, 5th slot. Again, another beautiful place for him to sit. So he is going to have his places, especially in the Fenrir. You throw him in that slot over there in the front. If you have yourself a Sephiroth, it doesn't really matter because he is selfish. He is going to give the Supernova a plus 5,000 power metal strength, not upright. Same thing with Sephiroth over here. He increases power metals by 2,500. And same thing for the Supernova. So they're not going to contradict each other saying, hey, you're upright, I'm reversed, we're not going to work together. No, it works together. It's just all power metals will get those buffs. Same thing with the Renova of Terra over here. He will Renova every power metal. So it works out beautifully. It's not just like upright only. I kind of like that because our Mono Keyblades are the strongest. So Leon does have a very good place here. Now, that is pretty much about Leon. If you are saving up jewels, make sure you're saving up the jewels. This is my free-to-play count. I'm at 21,000. Anniversary is pretty far away, so I'm kind of staying away from spending anything unless I have to, and currently the content hasn't been screaming at me to pull. The only thing I want to pull for, I forgot to collect all this. I want to see how many jewels I actually have. The only thing I'm really going to pull for, and when it comes to a power setup, and that is going to be Lingering Will. This is what I want. Now, Lingering Will and Leon in PvP is going to be a deadly setup. So if you grab one Leon and you grab a Lingering Will, it's going to be just me smackdown down there in PvP. But personally, PvP and PvE for an upright power metal, I'm looking at this guy right over here. So this is where your jewels should be going, or the anniversary. I'm waiting until the final days to pull for this, just to see what's around the corner, because by the time this is up, there should be anniversary news, and we should be seeing what's coming. So I'm kind of just holding off for now. And that is pretty much what I want to do. There's also a little sneak peek of another medal coming out that I'll be doing a pull or skip video for. Actually, 2 medals. There's 2 more medals coming out. Roboloid had all the translations, and Eileen for these notices and these medals. And also, we got the little sneak preview over there as well from him. So, yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.